The daughter who was lost by my adoptive parents has finally come back. She kept staring at me, putting on this innocent act. Now that I'm home, she says, all wide-eyed, does that mean sis has to go back to where she came from? She had no clue that the second she said that, the whole house went dead silent. Brittany was my folks' real daughter, kidnapped as a toddler, sold off to some backwater town, and today was the day they finally got her back. I was walking in after baseball practice when I heard this choked up crying coming from inside. I walked in, and Mom was hugging this girl, bawling her eyes out. Dad was standing there beside them, this big 6-foot tall dude, with his eyes all red rimmed. Mom's voice was hoarse. Mommy's waited so long for you. You have no idea how much I regret leaving you with that nanny. I knew right then who the girl was. My parents had a biological daughter. They were hustling to get their business off the ground back then. Barely had time to breathe, let alone raise a kid, so they hired a nanny. They were working morning till night, barely saw their little girl, and didn't realize that the nanny was a pro at trafficking children. Then, when the girl was 4, the nanny sold her off, and they spent years searching for her, but they never found her. Who's this? This small voice snapped me out of it. I looked up, and she was staring right at me. I instinctively frowned. Something about her gaze made me uneasy. She kind of flinched like I hit her, then burrowed closer into Mom's arms. Mom gave her a pat on the back, smiling, and said, don't be scared, honey, this is your sister. Mom then turned to me to introduce us. Kayla, this is your sister, Brittany, but I don't remember having a sister. She hesitated for a second, looking at me all timid like. Mom started to explain. Kayla is, I jumped in, smiling. I was adopted. Oh, okay. Her voice went all small. She mumbled, Mom and Dad already have one kid. Mom quickly hugged her tight. Brittany, having a sister isn't a bad thing. That's just more people who love you. Brittany's face fell. Tears started to well up. I thought Mom and Dad would only love me. Why do they have to split it up and give some to sis? I was sure now. My unease wasn't just me being weird. She was definitely hostile towards me, but I could get it. She'd suffered all these years away from home, then comes back to see her bio parents raising another kid, showering her with attention. That had to sting. I was about to explain, Brittany, actually, Brittany suddenly started crying even louder. Maybe I shouldn't have come back. I'm just messing up your happy little family, aren't I? Dad instantly panicked. Brittany, what are you talking about? Your mother and I have been waiting for you for years. We're thrilled you're home. What kind of parents want their kid to suffer out there? Brittany looked at Dad, all helpless. Really? Of course. Hearing that made her smile. She hugged Dad tight, snuggling her head against his shoulder. Thanks, Daddy. Mom and Dad instantly looked relieved. The next second, she popped out with it. Now that I'm home, doesn't that mean sis should go back where she came from? The air in the room instantly froze. All you could hear was people breathing. She looked at Mom with these hopeful eyes. Mom looked away without thinking. Dad faked a sip of his coffee to avoid her gaze. She finally realized something was up, and her face went all panicked. Dad, did I say something wrong? But I caught a glimpse of annoyance in her eyes before she panicked. I blinked. Dad cleared his throat. 2 daughters would make your mother and I so proud. We won't be changing anything. Mom chimed in. Yeah, you just got back. Kayla can help you get adjusted to everything. Brittany didn't seem to expect her request to be shot down so fast. She looked at me without thinking. I smiled at her. Sure. Then I grabbed my bat and headed out the door. I heard Mom behind me. Kayla. I walked straight over to the house next door. I swiped my fingerprint to open the door and just walked in. This house belonged to my aunt and uncle, really my biological parents. Yep, I was adopted by my current folks. So, when Brittany started giving me the stink eye, I understood it, but I wasn't about to feel like